So this is a rally here today against the far right and racists. The truth of the matter is that in the Scottish context, who that is are people associated with loyalism and the Orange Order. So they're basically anti-Catholic and anti-Irish as an organisation. That's who they are. And that's who the right is in Scotland. So when people want to fight the right, that's who the right is. And people on the left in Scotland largely don't recognise that. So they don't recognise that we as a community are still an immigrant community, 170 years after we arrived here in big numbers. We still look different in the sense that we are overrepresented in the prison system. We're overrepresented in poorer communities. We're hugely overrepresented among the victims of religious and racially aggravated crime. So that's something that civilised Scotland tends not to think about. And actually only 2 weeks ago, the UN Committee on Eradication of Racial Discrimination told the Scottish Government, you need to do something about this. You need to speak to the Irish community and do something about it. But it's because we're such a small population, we're only about 15%, they don't sort of recognise it. So the people who are here for the far right are actually people who, on a weekly basis in this country, parade in semi-military uniforms past our places of worship. That's who they are. And these people here are young people for our community. They're anti-fascist. They're here to join an anti-fascist parade. But because of who they are, because we're policed differently, the police have kettled them. So they're young football fans, they're Celtic supporters, and they're here to join the anti-fascist march, but the police have kettled them. Now the police didn't kettle the racists and the bigots on that side of the square and the racists and the bigots on this side of the square, and people like Johnny Adair, a loyalist murderer who's been wandering about here all day, they're not interested in them. What they want to do is kettle young people for the Irish community in Scotland. That's what they want to do.
Do you think if they join the march over there, do you think it's going to be a fight or not at all? What do you think?
Who joined the march?
If they join the other people over there, do you think something's going to happen? Like
Why? What would happen?
I don't know, but that's what the police.
Well, anti-fascists are here to stand with other anti-fascists. What, do you think anti-fascists will be fighting each other? No, what would happen? The police aren't saying that. The police are not saying that they can't come out because they're saying they want them to take their masks off. Now, they wear masks because, for a variety of reasons, but whatever it is, it's an ultras culture thing. So the police know that. They know these are no criminals. They just treat us like that because they're from the Irish community, they're Celtic supporters, and that's the way we get.
The people on the left-hand side are people from Scotland arguing about Scotland and stop the boats for unlawful migrants is here for no lawful reason. It's policing the system. The other side are for Palestine, and they deem these people here racist. They don't have a say in their own country, which is wrong. That's their interpretation. It's wrong. The problem is they're shouting about free Palestine. Now, while they're standing there shouting abuse at these people in Palestine are being murdered. So what is that? What is the goal if they're standing here? My argument is, if you want to free Palestine, get on a plane, go pick up a gun and fight for them. Standing there shouting a nonsense doesn't help you. It doesn't help the people. Right now when we're standing here speaking on camera, sons and daughters are dying, mothers and fathers are dying, and they're shouting racism. It's nothing to do with Palestine.
So who do you think is right?
This is all manipulated. All the governments, it's a distraction. All about control, world control. The WEF, the World Economic Forum, the WHO and NATO, they're all part of this. They're all part of this. And until people realise the people shouldn't be fighting with the people, they should be fighting with the people that's causing the trouble. Then we'll get change. This is not going to cause change, it's going to cause controversy. And they don't understand.
Well, I've just finished my work and I'm going home. But I have to say, I think that what we're seeing here is normal British people being demonised, being accused of things that they are not. I don't know if any people are far right. I've seen no evidence of it. For myself, see, I can't speak over this guy. I also find it very interesting that this seems to be more about Palestine than it does about... Personally, I think these people are using racism as a battering ram to silence regular people. That's my opinion. I can categorically state for the record that I'm not far right, but these people would accuse me of being that. So I'm just here to show my support for this country, for the Patriots. I'm going to go home to my work now, and I stand opposed to these people that want the destruction of Israel. Okay, thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit why you were so angry at the police just earlier.
I'm not angry. I'm very angry, yes, for my grandboy, respawner. In 2019, my grandboy respawned up in Mustin on the 24th of July. It was a Wednesday. He went missing in the evening, Wednesday evening. Well, an old woman, Donna Drummond. Donna Drummond's an old drug dealer up Easter House. Stayed up Walk End. Stayed in Ballanach all her life. Stayed up Walk End. She took my grandboy into Bishop Fields on a Wednesday night, 2019, at 7:30. My grandboy got found 15 days later, half naked. When my grandboy was found half naked in Bishop Fields, he's Scotland, Sergeant Mac Barrow, 25 years experience, dragged my half naked grandboy in front of the public people in Bishop Fields, in front of Buckeye Drive, Gatlock people, Walk End, East House people, Proven Hall people as well. Everybody's seen it. It put it on Facebook before my daughter even knew that her son died and was found. With Sergeant Mac Barrow, he said he had respect and dignity for my daughter. He came down and says to my daughter at the very start of this investigation, we're going to do the best for you. We're going to have respect and dignity. He dragged my grandboy, he under feet half naked, in Bishop Fields, a top of glass, metal. The bridge is made of metal, and it was a man-made bridge, and it was terrible, disgusting. When they were dragging my grandboy, he bumped his seat. He made marks on my grandboy's back. They didn't allow my daughter to see her boy, so we can find out did they damage my grandboy, her boy, through the time that they dragged him. There was no investigation all the way through. Alex O'Kane, no one seems to care. People do care. He represents my daughter against Police Scotland. Alex O'Kane has proved that Police Scotland lied. Continues to lie on paper. He said they were investigating 2 years on, and they didn't. The investigation started on Friday, 26th of July, 2019, and it stopped on a Monday. 2 days it was opened. There's one person who has been taken as a witness, a star witness, but should have been a suspect. It's Donna Drummond. Donna Drummond's a known drug dealer, a known person, unlawful person to take kids in a house, destroy the kids with drugs. Nobody's done many crimes. Police Scotland are protecting Donna Drummond up Castlemilk Flats. She lived in Douglas Flats up Castlemilk, Scotland, Glasgow. We're waiting for the criminal justice system to come out with Parliament for the answers of respawner Stephanie's petition. Stephanie's petition went to Parliament 2 years ago. Now they're coming with answers out in the next couple of weeks, so we'll not find out what happened. The laws have been changed now. People have been searched now on the first day. They used to be 48 hours. People can search straight away now. And as Chief Inspector said to Alex O'Kane, who represents my daughter, listen Alex, the laws have been changed now, but don't tell Stephanie, we can't tell you because it's not official. Right, because we don't want to apologise to your family what happened to this respawner. Thank you very much, sir. John, thank you very much. We're just waiting Parliament answers now. And that's the reason why I don't like Police Scotland, because they're very unlawful against our people of Scotland. Very unlawful, and we pay tax money to them non-stop. But as you've seen there, they push you away, they touch you, they assault you. They want to do our people for trying to protect our rights. We don't mind if they try to protect our rights, but don't come to your face and call us scum, call us Nazis, call us this and that. We're not. We're peaceful people here. We just want to land back to a bit of lawful. And that's what we want. So thank you very much, people, and keep on supporting the people who support lawful people, please. All colours, all creeds. I'm not a bigot. I love all people. Just hate
What do you think of the outcome of the events today?
It's a big success because these people came to intimidate immigrants and asylum seekers and spew their hatred, their relish when people die in the Channel, the Channel coming from France to Britain. They even enjoy it. We're here to say immigrants and asylum seekers are members of our community and we stand together against them, for them and against their persecutors. But you know, the horrible hatred from these people is a distilled essence of what comes from the government and from the Prime Minister and even the mainstream media demonising immigrants, refusing to show solidarity with immigrants. The Scottish Government's a partial exception, but only partial. So I think today was a big success. We humiliated them. There was no fighting, no kicking, but our numbers overwhelmed them. They were a tiny number, we were a huge number. That gives our people confidence, and it dents their confidence. They will not be singing and dancing tonight. We were singing and dancing today, Jean.
I spoke to some of them and they said, you guys, I mean, this side is the racist side because the government is trying to divide us and they want us to be united. So they don't understand why they were a barrier to block them joining, and they don't understand why you guys are insulting them. So what do you have to say to that?
Well, some of them carried a banner saying, "Stop the boats, stop the boats." That's the insignia of the extreme right, of those who are demonising immigrants. Brave people, every one of whom has a story like a drama for TV, and they make it to the shores of Dieppe or somewhere, and they try to come to Britain, and these people hate them, and we say they're welcome to come here. So they're lying. They're lying. It's not true. They wish to be united in hatred of immigrants. We wish to be united as a community in defence of everybody who's victimised. Gay people, black people, immigrants, asylum seekers and so on. That's very clear. They know it. They're just talking nonsense, really.
So earlier there were a big group of young people all masked that was blocked by the police.
Yep.
Why do you think that happened, and why were they blocked?
Well, that's the Green Brigade. They organise around Celtic Park. So, for example, when Celtic was fined £20,000 because they flew Palestinian flags, these guys raised a vast amount of money in order to dwarf that fine for Palestinian football teams. So that's what they do. They're very staunch, they're very specific in their methods in support of the Palestinian people, but they are part of our community of solidarity, and we deplore the police kettling them in when they wanted, to come and join our demonstration.
And Nick, if people want to get to know more about, your fight and what you're standing for, where can they find you?
Scottish Palestine Solidarity Campaign. Go to the website, you'll see everything you need to know. How to contact us, how to ask questions, how to join. I hope you'll join. Keep your objectivity, but abandon your neutrality. The BBC talks such nonsense about neutrality. They used to be neutral between climate justice campaigners, people campaigning against global warming, and those nutcases who said there's no global warming. And the BBC tried to balance, tried to be neutral. This is stupidity. How do you become neutral? If I talk about a terrible crime, rape, the rapist and the victim, do you have to be neutral to report? No, of course not. It's nonsense. A moment's reflection shows that it's nonsense. And the great journalist John Pilger, who died last year, his body of work has just been published, wonderful films, journalism, etc. John Pilger was fantastically objective, a forensic journalist, but he was obviously partisan. He sided with those of us who wanted to avoid World War. Let's have a discussion about World War III. Are you for it or against it? This is a stupid debate, right? So let's be objective. Let's look at our own weaknesses and their strengths, but let's not be neutral.
Sure. So you'll see over the UK there's been a rise in fascism and unionism being pushed to the racism coming to the front. They had organised a rally themselves today, so you can see the turnout against of many different factions of Scotland and the UK here to protest against it.
And why some people are blocked over there by the police and some other people are just able to stand the way they want? Like, what's going on?
I'll try and give you as neutral an answer to that as I can. So over there is the Green Brigade, which are Celtic ultras who raise money for Palestine, who give money to food banks, who create colour and music and noise and stand up for the Irish immigrants from the 1800s who came here after the famine to try and build a life for themselves. They're always being kettled by the police. There's I would like to try and not say that there's an action against them, I'll just call it that. And you can see they're being kettled in there. I spoke to the police earlier, I was told they're free to leave, but it's clear that they're not. Whereas over on this side you have factions which unfortunately belong to the other side of the city, who are standing and shouting and gathering in numbers with impunity.
And can you explain your T-shirt for people who doesn't understand?
Absolutely. So as I was speaking about in the late 1800s, an influx of Irish and also from Jamaica, from the islands and such, coming here to try and better themselves after the UK came and destroyed them. And there was many stores and pubs and inns, etc. back in the day, and the sign outside was no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. We are in danger of slipping back to those fascist values in the UK at the moment. Scotland, unfortunately, also. This is just to show a reminder of the basics of how it was and to fight against that and try and stand up for acceptance.
I'm here sent on God's feet to tell people to wake up. Because what we have here, we have a separation. We have a separation of religion. We have Rangers fans and Celtic fans, and we just want to cause separation. We have police. We've not even got any body cams on. Well, that's so in case anything kicks off, they'll not get in trouble. So they're just as bad as the rest. What we have here is separation. The people need to come together and unite. But what's separating it is religion. We've got Protestants and Catholics who think because they're Protestants and Catholics they're going to be saved. Well, I'm here to tell you that the only thing that saves you is the blood of the Lamb. And his name is Yeshua, not Jesus. Jesus doesn't save anybody. I'm here to tell you that no religion will ever save you but the blood of the Lamb. Yeshua, Yahweh's son, Yahweh. Yahweh. Yahweh is the way. Yahweh is the way.
So do you think the government is complicit to divide people? Is that what you think?
This is called separation, and this is a way to have a protest that puts people in fear. In fear with all these yellow vests and horses, all these horses going around. I've already been thrown out of there by the organisers who are organising all this uproar. It's all just uproar. It's all just to install separation, more separation, more separation. Well, God says that we are like sheep and we've all went astray. And we all don't hear the sound of the shepherd, who's Yeshua. Well, Yeshua says that he wants to bring all the religions together. See, religion's what religion is like. It's like God gave me a picture of abortion, and that's what God's showing the world today. God's showing the world abortion is accepted. Let's just rip apart a baby, rip its limbs apart. Well, that's the Son of God. That's the Son of God. The Son of God has been ripped apart, and everybody wants a piece of Jesus. Everybody wants a piece of Jesus. We've got Mormons, we've got Jehovah's Witnesses, we've got Catholics, we've got Protestants, and they all want a piece of Jesus. Well, tell you, Jesus doesn't save anybody. It's only the blood of the Lamb. No one has the blood of the Lamb. Everybody wants a piece of Jesus.